to change and improve it with our strategy. Especially this moment, I use functional language example and with impel. Okay, next. This is the procedure. It's the procedure of my research. We use classroom as a research. We start from preliminary study. In preliminary study, we get the basic score from our student. That we should prepare everything. The first one, we should identify the problem. So after that, we can do interview the lectures and then also the students. And the next step, we should observe the class and test them on the speaking. This is the beginning score for the preliminary study that I use it. And after that, I analyze us and finding what is the preliminary study, the problems with speaking. So I got the problems. There are three kinds of problems. The first one is interrupt to respond. And the second one is they don't knowing what to say. And the third one, they cannot respond the lecture's question. After that, I make a slide lesson plan. We have planning how to prepare everything about the material, also the media, also the research instrument and criteria of success. So after that, I start to implementing with my strategy, yaitu functional language example, and I observing this, the implementation of functional language example from the students and also collaborators. In this research, I use collaborators. It means that somebody that helped me in the class, they're sitting in the class, and then they make a score and they look at everything, the attitude of the student, also the attitude of the lecture, and how they are respond about the strategy, this one. And the collaborators normally they're more experienced, more than 10 years become a teacher, and also they have should be certificates like a teacher and many of the certificate of the license. Used collaborators to help me to do that. And finally, we do the reflexing. The reflexing, this is a really important thing because we're collecting the data and determine whether the criteria of success are fulfilled or not. If we get a high score, it means it will be success, the strategy. But if not success, for example, so we get a low score, we can rewind once more and do more to be analyzed and findings more, and then the second one implementing, and then observe, and then a reflection. If we got the high score, we can stop for this cycle. So I think one cycle, we can use the second cycle, and then we can use finally the third cycle. If that it doesn't work, it means we fail use the strategy. So we can stop and use another strategy. Next. For this discussion, we should know what is the paradox meaning. I will show in piano because there's so many researchers give meaning of the paradox. But I think this is one of the suitable for us. So two or more people who interact with and influence one another, we can say that is power. And then what is the meaning of functional language example? I choose one of the holiday researchers, 1985. Yeah, this systematic relationship between language structure and function. So we talk about structure and function. Like that. Okay, next. This is the result of my result. I got it. You can see how many percent I found the student find the difficulty about English, how to say it, and then how to respond. About 33.33%, and they feel fun and also understood. They feeling comfortable. And they feeling this is English is international language. They can realize it. How many percent? You can see with my pie description. How many percent they motivate to learn English. So this is the result that I got after I did the test. Around 30 students in it. Next. the conclusion of this visit is I got two kinds of conclusion. The first one, forward using functional language example can be implemented to improve the student speaking skill. And the second one is there is improvement in the student speaking skill with the implementation of forward using functional language example. Next. And also you can see the students' approach. The first one in the beginning in preliminary study, I got a score about 58.80. So this is really low score. After I use power using functional language example in cycle 1, they become increased 63.33. And after that, I make rewinds once more and do the test again. And the cycle 2, we can get score 72.33. That is enough, I think. And then the students can be improve their speaking skill with this strategy. Okay. From this result, next, from this results, I make a book. And this month, I already got it, this book. And this is the book for my results. Actually, that around 4 years ago, I make it this result, but I just have time to make it a book because I just finished my doctoral degree last year. And also, I give to next 5 governor. I give to 5 governor here, East Kalimantan. We say, okay, next, we say that Adi Mulyadi. Next, this is Vice Governor. Yeah, this is our Vice Governor. I gave my book for him. And then this is when I was in Japan. There are so many researchers here from Philippines, and then from American, and then from Thailand, also Indonesian, of course. And yeah, 6 countries come here before pandemic COVID-19. Okay, thank you. I think this is my presentation. And the next is just example of a functional language example. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for Dr. Esti for the sharing about the pair works, how to improve the English skill for the students. And I see some suggestion from the chat. Oh, okay. There's another question again from the chat, from the how to mention it, Kebire Habibova. Maybe Dr. Kebire Habibova. She mentioned about the, is she still here? Kebire. So, Mrs. Salala, who is the Kebire Habibova, your students or maybe your college? Mrs. Salala?
Okay, could you repeat that, please? I couldn't catch the question. I couldn't hear.
No. I just asking you who is the Kebire Habibova? Habibova, how to?
Yeah, Mrs. Kabira is my best friend. She is good at English. Yeah, she has been to the USA once. She has been to the USA, and she's an experienced teacher. If you want, she also can talk, but I know that she is ill now. Right now, she is ill. God bless her. But for me, she joined our meeting. But she is a good teacher, the best teacher. She is the best teacher in our country. Really.
I see.
I also some more tips from her because she is the best teacher.
Yeah. Because I seen her suggestion in the chatting room, so I just try to maybe summarize what she wrote in the chat room, and maybe later if she can be online, she can correct me if I'm wrong or not. She mentioned that the first thing that we need to concern in teaching English is about the psychologically approach between the teacher and student, and also like they mentioned like everybody learns differently. We cannot like put them at the same level or same way method in learning English. And also the important is the speaker's brain, how to feel enthusiasm to teach the English, and the important is about the teachers psychologically. And now hopefully
I see one
true
question.
and you can add more.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I see one question from Satrio.
I will give
asked me what kind of approach I'm using. I use communicative approach because I prefer communication. That's why I use this approach, and I organize my lessons only with speaking. And I think it is a good way for students because it's enjoyable. If they do exercise, if they do tests, it's boring for them. But if they talk, if they play games, it's interesting for students and they come to the class with joy. Okay, another question if have. Thank you so much. Thanks, Kabira teacher. I love you.
Yeah, Mrs. Salala, I think because I think most of teachers face the challenges during the online teaching. So that's why the Mr. Satrio Binosa from the Malang asking like because it will be different when we teach in online and offline. And she asked maybe because he didn't mention for the which speaker. I think I can ask to both of the speakers, Mrs. Salala and Dr. Esti, how to face the challenges during the online teaching, like how to improve the motivation for students to speak English, since sometimes maybe they are not online or they are in other place or they are become inactive, like more inactive during the study in online study. We can like see comparing in the online and offline. Maybe start from Mrs. Salala, how to.
Okay, thank you so much. I catch the question, and yeah, I'm also busy for online teaching. But 2 years ago, if you asked me to teach online 2 years or 3 years ago, actually I could refuse it because it was really difficult or came hard to me. But now I think after pandemic days, we are obliged to teach online. That's why we learn how to teach online. And I think it's easier and it's good for students because they sit at home, they drink coffee, tea, and eat meals and join online classes. And teachers need to be professional because online teaching is that you can manage the student. You can't give them to be free, because if they are free, if you only you speak, they will sleep or they will turn on the camera, they will do nothing. But if you are busy for students, if you work mutually, and it will work. For example, I have now 2 online classes. I tell about my experience. I take a course book, of course, but I work on the course book with them. I don't actually read myself. I tell them, please read you and read, then make a dialogue, work in pairs, work in groups. They work in groups. In Zoom, we can also make a group in Zoom because it has a lot of perfect sites that give us. They work in groups, in pairs. Then, for example, I don't demand them to read what they have done at home as a for example, as a home task. I ask them to send me in my WhatsApp or email. They send the screen and send them. I check them and give them feedback, because I think that if I check them while I'm teaching, it will be boring for them.